current situation Allah.
This is the worst drought to hit South Africa since 1982.
Shape-shifting Twister goes through 3 distinct phases, taking me on a wild adventure.
There goes that bin. There goes a whole bunch of stuff. And there goes a trash can. There goes a house.
It was a powerful hurricane strike that made landfall in Florida just after
The
daybreak
recent
this morning.
disastrous weather have wreaked havoc on the USA. What's going on? Is that the wrath of God, or is the prophecy being fulfilled? In this episode, I will explain in more detail. Smash that thumbs up button for me, leave me a comment down below, and share this video with your friends. And let's get started. Under the vast sky of Florida, a storm arose, unleashing the natural power of nature. Dark clouds rolled around, covering the blue sky, creating a gloomy and powerful scene. The cold wind of the storm patted every corner of the street, shaking the trees and the cold feeling creeping into every distance. Heavy rains fall to the ground, creating rushing streams of water, washing away everything in its path. On the green hills and deep valleys, strong winds blow away the leaves and split them gently to the ground, creating mysterious images and unpredictable natural power. In residential areas, the sound of strong winds echoed through every house, shaking windows and doors. Streetlights flutter in the wind, creating alternating streaks of light and darkness, completely changing the picture of the city. In the In the humid and hot atmosphere, giant tornadoes from the dark clouds began to form, dragging rocks and everything in their path. The swirling wind rose from the ground, spinning violently and creating a sense of chaos and fear for everyone in the area. Heavy rains along with sand and dirt were blown away in the wind, creating a chaotic and bloody picture. While Look at that! While residents tried to find shelter, the tornadoes continued to advance, spreading chaos and despair. Ruins, destroyed homes, and casualties continue to increase, causing people to face unforeseen difficulties. Although people tried their best to resist the natural force of the tornado, it continued to spread and cause severe impacts. With its destructive power, the California tornado is a symbol of the terror and chaos that nature can bring. The first...
You okay? Whoa.
The first feeling of shaking made people startle and seek shelter. The earthquake in Nevada had powerful blows that followed and shook everything, shattering window glass, toppling items from shelves and walls, and causing a noise that echoed everywhere. Underground, rocks and sand move, creating sky-shattering waves in the ground. High-rise buildings shook and swayed like that in the middle of a sea of waves. Clouds of dust and smoke shot up from collapsed buildings, and fires broke out from unknown sources. Terror and chaos spread through residential areas as people fled the dangers of the streets. Screams and calls for help echoed through the streets. The peace of the sea in the Alaska Peninsula was suddenly broken by a giant tsunami, causing seawater to wash away everything in its path. Coastal buildings, sandy beaches, and residential areas were devastated by the force of the tsunami, but the destruction did not stop there. Rolling, the tsunami continued to wash away everything within reach, creating scenes of destruction and horror. Ships, large and small, were knocked down like falling grass. Bridges were destroyed, and houses were swept away like sand on the seashore. People living near the coast had to flee for their lives, trying to find safe shelters high above or far from the coast. Screams, panic, and pain echoed everywhere as people tried to overcome the ordeal of the tsunami.